Yeah. Hold on. Shalom, shalom. My phone died for a second, so when I really died, I ran out of storage. So I'm coming up again on my phone here, so that means I won't really be able to bring out my web pages the way I want. I'm still talking to this. Yeah, I'm just explaining the situation here. Yeah, so I'm talking to this brother here. What'd you say you are?
Rudy.
Yep, Rudy.
Yeah.
A man of the tribe of Manasseh. Okay. Now all these other Israelite camps, right? You see this person here, this gentleman here, right? You'll say, oh, look at him. He has hair. He has more stringy hair. He
Actually,
can't be
my
cute.
hair's pretty curly. If I let it go, it's like
Exactly. But all these other Israelite camps to whom it is not given, they'll look at you and say, oh, you're a white man. Okay,
sure.
that's ridiculous. No, you're not a white man. You see, you're of the line of your fathers, and we just brought that out in Numbers chapter 1 and 18. So we talked a little bit. Now we're just gonna go, back into it. I'm gonna go bring some things out. But since you're here, I guess I'll change a little bit. But I guess since you asked, you wanted to know what we do here, right? What's the goal? Okay. So I guess the quickest reason why we're out here, I could kind of go into this real quick, not too difficult to understand, is this is the book of Daniel chapter 7 I'll start at verse 6. Okay, after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, and the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. Okay, this is talking about the Greek Empire. Okay, and you can actually, prove it according to scriptures. Just get the Apocrypha. You ever heard of this?
Is that the Greek Apocrypha?
No, it's just English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can get this from Barnes and Noble's around $10. I got it for.
Okay.
And with it, I'm telling you, you sound like you're relatively new into this thing is deep.
Well, I'm always gleaning. I love to read about history and different religions. I'm always gleaning what I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land, let me see if it's still going, out of the land of Chittim, which is talking about Cyprus, Greece, Macedonia, okay, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes. Okay, when did this happen? With the battle of Gaugamela. I'm not sure if you ever heard about that, but you had a series of Greek and Persian wars. It wasn't actually Alexander himself who killed Darius. It was actually Darius' own men, his own satraps or provincial governors that killed him. And you go into, I believe his name was Cambyses. Cambyses killed Darius. All right. Has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned his stead, but first over Greece. Okay. So Alexander the Greek took over, okay, and he ran in the place of Darius. If you ever saw the movie Alexander the Great, Alexander, he was ruling over Babylon.
Right.
And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Which we know that happened. He went all the way up to, he took from Macedonia, past Asia Minor, all the way down, Egypt as well, and all the way down into India. He was killed in India, I believe, by poison arrow. That's where Alexander
was?
Yep. He was killed in India. I believe he was killed by poison arrow. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. And by the way, Alexander is an Edomite. Okay, this is the first time there's a scripture, Job chapter 9 verse 24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked are the Edomites. Okay, the Edomite man, woman, and child. They are the wicked. If you can receive it, yeah. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Meaning that the earth, there was no one to fight against Alexander the Greek. He was so powerful that the other nations, they couldn't even dream of fighting against him. Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up, meaning that he got prideful. When we read Daniel chapter 7, that'll be a recurring thing where their hearts were lifted up, meaning that they got prideful. The Babylonians before them, got pride.
So it sounds like you're sort of logging, you're chronicling like the migrations of the Hebrew people. You would say?
Yeah. We're going. That's history.
Right.
You know,
right.
when you go into the
Right, but are you saying like you're focusing on basically the diaspora from that point?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
is that like, I mean, are you saying everybody has lineage back to that point at some point, or who does not?
Yeah.
Is there anybody who doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm wondering what you're talking about.
No. You know, it's a good thing that you're asking questions, and please, you know, ask questions. You know, because you know, everyone has to learn.
So I mean, like, so you got you you also have like Islam, right?
Oh, Islam's a
like,
false religion, by the way.
Okay.
You don't know.
So
I can go into that too. You know, whatever.
Are you saying Islam comes from the the Judaic roots as well?
Yeah. Actually, you know,
And what about Solomon? Like,
yeah.
so you get like Solomon, you get like Ethiopia, right?
Yeah, hold on. Actually,
I'm just, I'm always wondering about that. Like, it's my brain is a mess when it comes to that, because I'd really like to know a little more about origins, like African origins.
Not Africans though.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, but.
Yeah, I can explain all. You know, it's Africans go back to the Hamites, all right. But there's a scripture that I'm looking for at the moment. But you know, just real quick to answer your question, you know, let's go back to Isaac, right? Who are Isaac's forefathers? Yeah, Isaac was a Hebrew.
Right. So was that?
Yeah, he had Hebrew customs. So, right?
Isaac and Isaiah. No,
Yeah.
Isaiah, right?
No. I'm talking about Isaac from Genesis.
Abraham, right?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right?
Yeah.
All that line, you know, Isaac comes from Jacob. Isaac comes from Abraham, right?
Right.
Who did Abraham learn from? Okay, Abraham learned from the men that were before him, that chosen line.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I believe if I can get it, I will look it up and it'll be a lot more accurate. But you know, bear with me here. I'll try to find it to the best of my ability. But yeah, you know, let's start at Genesis chapter 11 and we'll go to 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. Okay, so Noah, when he went inside the ark, okay, he went with certain of his sons. Okay, he went with Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, the Hamites, you know, those out of them came the Egyptians, the Canaanites that we would take down later. Okay, and we took that land from the Canaanites. The Most High sanctioned that land for us, you know. But these Edomites, they weren't sanctioned and coming down over here, but they had to, you know. Actually, technically, I'm wrong. They were sanctioned because it's biblical prophecy, you know, which we can go into that too. But we're just gonna stick to this for the time being. You know, I don't want to go too much, you know. But Shem is one of the sons of Noah. That's where we come out. That's where the Israelites, they come out of the line of Shem. Okay. And Arphaxad lived 5 and 30 years and begat Salah. Okay. And we'll move on. And Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And when you're looking at Hebrew, that word there is Ibar. Okay. And Ibar, the Paleo Hebrew, Ibar, that's where we get Hebrew from. So that shows you that we had our identity even back then. I believe Hebrew merely means to go beyond. We're the people that go beyond. We're going beyond different places. And Ibar, you know, once again, Hebrew Israelites. People at the line of Ibar, those are Hebrews. So you got Ammonites and Moabites, which I believe were the sons of, they are the sons of Lot, you know. Those are technically Hebrews, but they're not Hebrew Israelites. There's a line that comes here.
Okay.
You know, but we're reading about the chosen line right here. And Eber lived 4 and 20 years and begat Peleg. And Peleg means division, because in his time was when the world was divided. How was the world divided? The Tower of Babel. When the Tower of Babel was taken down, that was when the world was divided. There was a confusion of languages, a confusion of tongues. Everyone before that time period spoke the Paleo Hebrew. Even the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabs, spoke Hebrew until around the 12th century. Not the 12th century. I think it is the 12th century about. You know, because when you go into history, I believe it was Alfonso X who really started to create Arabic and started to take different parts of Hebrew and create Arabic, because Arabic comes out of Hebrew. All these languages come out of Hebrew, you know. But moving on, Peleg lived 30 years and begat Ru. And Peleg lived after he begat Ru 209 years And Ru lived 230 years and begat Sarug. And Ru lived after he begat Sarug 107 years and begat sons and daughters. And Sarug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. And Sarug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 90 and 20 years and begat Terah. Okay, Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters. Terah lived 70 years and begat Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Okay, and out of Abraham came who? Isaac and Ishmael.
Right.
That's where those two come out. So all, not everybody, right? But not the Hamites, not the Japhites. Because when you go into Japheth, those Ashkenazis, those Ashkenazi Jews today, that was a name they took from Japheth.
Okay.
They kind of settled in the Greek region. They were the first Greeks. You know, I got a book. I don't think I brought it with me, but you know, that shows the dark images of Japheth. If you look up Japheth, actually, do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Look up Hawaiian King Kamehameha. You know, like
Okay.
Kamehameha. Look up a picture of him, and you'll notice something interesting about his clothing. You know.
What was Kamehameha? There it is.
Yep, Kamehameha. When you look that up, Kamehameha.
So
No.
what about him?
Yeah, look up a picture that shows his dress. All right. That shows him like him in clothing. Let me see what you
Yeah,
got.
he looks like an African guy. But like,
Yeah, but they're dark-skinned people.
yeah.
But go into images. You see, doesn't that helmet look a little familiar? Like those Greek helmets,
Kinda
right?
like Greek. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the whole dress. I mean, really
Yep.
like Roman or Greek.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just for the people at home, I showed them a picture of King Kamehameha. Japheth is the Romans. Whether they were the first Romans, they were the first Greeks. But it came a time period, I believe around, I'm gonna take a while, I guess maybe around 168 BC was when Esau took over the Romans, those Japhetic people, the Romali. You know, Romali, I don't want to go too far into
I know.
it.
Yeah, they call them gypsies.
Yeah, gypsies, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, does that pretty much answer your question?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, you know.
it makes more questions than it answers. I mean, you know, we're talking about a massive amount of history.
Yeah, it's a
here,
massive
so-
amount of history. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
But just in short, you know, yeah, everybody kind of, they do. They get their customs from us, from the Israelites. There's a scripture
So
that's
even like,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to wrap my head around like how
Yeah.
far of a reach
Yeah.
are you saying? Like say for example like so now you're saying like Kamehameha in Hawaii
Yeah.
is like connected to the Israelites.
Yeah.
What about like
Oh,
the
they're not
indigenous?
connected to-
I'm talking about what about like indigenous Hawaiians, indigenous Mexicans?
Yeah.
Like people
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
different.
Are you saying they're also at some point connected
All right.
as like a tribe with Israel, or is there anyone outside? Is there anyone outside of that as far as even?
yeah. All of them. Remember Noah, right? When you go to Noah's lineage, who did Noah come out of? Noah came out of the sons of God. Okay, the sons of God, that was us. Okay, those Adamites, they were also called the sons of the Most High. That's what we are. We are the sons of the Most High. Okay, but remember, out of Noah came Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, so technically, all these nations, they're not Israelites, okay, because Israel wasn't even around back then.
Right.
Okay, but their customs, their languages comes from us. At one point, they were speaking Paleo-Hebrew, but after a certain time period, there was a split. You know, with the Tower of Babel, there was a split of the languages,
Okay.
and they got different languages. So
But
now,
you're saying they went out and populated, like,
Yeah,
say, the
they started.
Americas.
oh no, the Americans are Israelites. You know, you can,
I
yeah,
mean,
we
that's
can
what I'm trying to
say,
get. I'm trying to get a feel
yeah,
for what you're saying.
Yeah, of
with
course,
this,
of
like,
course, of course.
You know, because
Yeah,
I'm
keep
looking at
asking
like
questions.
Hopi language.
Yeah.
Like I'm into languages too. So like Nahuatl, you know, like the,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
the native languages of Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think they have any connection to Hebrew, as far as I know.
They do.
They do.
They do. They very well do. No, we're gonna prove it. All right, since you asked. All right, so the guy here, he asked about the Native Americans. You know, we're gonna go into it. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, and we'll kind of go to the point, verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. This is talking about the Most High. This is a prophecy. Okay, all right, which has actually come to pass. We're gonna read it. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive and carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. That another land is not talking about America yet, but that another land is talking about Assyria.
Okay.
Okay? We can actually go into the history on that. You know, it depends on how much time you got.
I don't have too much time at this point, but
Yeah, we'll go straight to the point. You know, but these are things. You know, I go into it on my page. You know, you can always look at my YouTube channel.
okay, yeah. Let me see what that is.
Yeah. You know, subscribe, watch the videos, watch other videos.
What is it?
Look up. It's my Hebrew name.
Yeah.
SHA.
SHA.
Yeah. MA. SHA. Shamasha. And then one. WAN.
WAN.
Yep. WAN. And then go to numbers. And then 777. Yeah, that's me.
That's the one?
Yep, Shamashawan 777, Lowliness of mind.
Cool.
You know, and Shamashawan means solar light. When you go into the story of Samson in the book of Judges,
Okay.
that's where I got that name from. And just so you know. You know, but you know, we just kinda I'll try and get straight to the point. Okay. Yeah. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17. Verse 3, against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria. Okay, Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, this is talking about Shalmaneser the fifth. You know, when you kind of go back into the history, I believe his father was Tiglath-Pileser the third. You know, Tiglath-Pileser the third, which was his father. Okay, and he came up against the northern kingdom because before this time period, there was a split between the northern and the southern kingdom. You know, that's why when you read in the book of Revelation, I won't get it, but the two candlesticks. Okay, it's northern and southern kingdom. There was a split that came after the death of King Solomon. That was the Most High judging Solomon for going off. Solomon made temples to heathen women for his heathen concubines and started to follow heathen ways. So the Most High split the nation of Israel up, okay, to the northern and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was called the kingdom of Israel. The southern kingdom was called the kingdom of Judah. That's why later on they called them the Jews. Jews mean Judah.
Right.
You know, that's just a shortened way of saying Judah.
Yeah.
So when you go and look in the New Testament, you gotta keep that in mind. The northern kingdom is already out of that land. Now you got only the southern kingdom. You got dark-skinned men inside of Israel. You know, that's why they called them the Jews. You know, yeah. Against it came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and Hosea became his servant and gave him presents. Hosea was the king of Israel at this time. Okay, he was the king of the northern kingdom. Okay, and the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hosea, for he had sent messengers to So, king of Egypt, and brought no present to the king of Assyria. So he did some spy stuff, you know, like
Yeah.
you see today. You know, he pretty much double crossed him. You
Yeah.
know? We're still rolling. As he had done year by year, therefore the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. And you know, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but real quick.
Yeah. You have to go. Although this is interesting.
Yeah,
Fascinating
but
to me.
no problem.
Yeah.
I'll keep going into it though. But yeah, you know, I'm glad you came up. You know, watch my channel. I'm always gonna be here. You know, if you ever want to listen,
Okay.
you know, I'm always here. I'm gonna be here probably every Saturday.
And are you new to the area? Or you've been here for a while?
Yeah. I go to a local college. You know,
Which college?
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me?
Nah,
Is
nah.
it like a secret college?
Yeah, it's an actual college, but I don't want to say it on camera.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But
It's like a religious college though? Like,
no.
okay.
One of these, like Cornell, one of these
Okay,
places.
one of these
yeah,
places.
yeah.
Okay.
There's no. And by the way, there's no information in those.
Yeah, because you're not trying to advertise. I
Yeah,
get it. It's
yeah.
all right. Yeah.
And plus, you know,
Yeah.
you know, those colleges. There's nothing in those colleges for us.
Yeah.
You know, the scriptures say that what is highly esteemed among men is an abomination to the Most High. Well, these degrees really mean nothing. The only reason I'm up here is I gotta be honest. My parents pretty much threatened me with homelessness. They said they'd kick me out if I didn't go to college.
Oh.
My mother.
Yeah.
My mother that loves me said that she'd kick me out for not getting a stupid piece of paper. A piece of paper don't really mean anything.
Yeah. My dad was real hard on that too, on that
See?
level, man. I dropped out of high school because of all the pressure and problems.
I don't blame you. You know, this system, you know.
I'm doing all right now, man.
Yeah, you know, this is a very corrupted system, you know.
Yeah.
This is a very, you know, this is the beast. This is the beast that the scriptures are talking about, you know, that has blasphemies in his name, you know. This is America, you know. But if that's everything you got, you know, man. If you gotta go, man, it's no problem. You know, I'll be back here again later.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I mean, I love this kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna say one last thing before I go.
Yeah.
You know, because I've been like, you know, I've done a lot of traveling and
Yeah.
hanging out with like indigenous people around here, like Native Americans and different tribes.
Yeah.
And like the local tribe, Haudenosaunee,
Yeah.
you know, they have a story about the flood. You know, and they tell the story about the people of Noah,
Yep.
right? Who they call the sky people.
Yep.
Because they like got in a boat and like waited out the flood
Yep.
in a boat,
Yep.
right? But they say that their people waited out the flood underground. They went deep into caves
See,
and waited for
going off.
the waters to recede, and then came out, and then the two met.
Yep.
You know,
Well, you know,
so that would be a debate, I guess.
yeah.
You know.
Well, you see that's coming. You know, that's coming into the curses. You know, that's going on. Right? That didn't happen. Okay, according to biblical history. Okay, Noah went to the flood with eight souls went with him. His wife, his sons' wives, his sons and their wives. Okay, they went into the ark. Later on, they came out. Okay, and when you look into various traditions, like you look at Babylon, I believe it's what do you call it? The story of Gilgamesh. The story of Gilgamesh has the flood in it. Believe it or not.
So I mean,
Yeah, you know, all these other nations have.
just to debate a little bit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's hard for me
Yeah.
to believe that
Yeah.
sort of just everyone came from the same like diaspora, like what you're talking about. Like I feel like some people, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's almost like denying that there's any diversity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like it just doesn't make logical sense to me that
Yeah.
that everyone would just kind of be split from these two. I mean, in a way, I guess it could be. It's not like completely illogical.
Okay,
I mean,
are you
if you
saying that
understand,
you
like
think-
if you believe in that,
Yeah.
you know, everything did come from an African origin. Like they
Yeah.
say genetically, everything came, you know, from a point in
Nah,
Africa.
don't
And that there's
trust
not different. That there's not different sort of
Yeah.
seed starting. You know,
Of course.
in different places in
Even
the world. that
even
it
even
became-
Esau. Esau
know.
is a son of Jacob.
Right.
Not son of Jacob, son of Isaac. Okay, that means Esau was growing up following our commandments, our laws. He went off and did his own thing. Okay, he went off conquering and murdering. Okay, when you go into it, let me see if I.
But
how
also,
good my
okay,
memory
so
is.
you're talking about like Babylonian Empire. Are you saying
Yeah, they came
at
out
the
of
time
us.
of Babylon,
Yeah.
there was no other empires like
There
across
were.
the world, like the Maya,
No,
or the Inca?
no. The Mayan and the Inca, they come later. That's a prophecy in Second Ezra chapter
They come
13.
later.
They come later. Okay, the
You sure about that? I mean, is
yeah,
that-
the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incans, they are the northern kingdom. They are the 10 tribes of Israel, believe it or not.
Okay.
You know, we can prove that according to biblical prophecy. It all
I'd like to
lines-
see the connections linguistically. That would be
Yeah.
fascinating to me. If you could
Yeah,
actually
but
take
yeah.
like Mayan,
Yeah,
Nahuatl, you know, Incan language and show me like word roots that go back to
Yeah.
anywhere on the other
Well,
continents. Like,
yeah. You know, even Maya. Maya is a Hebrew word. You know, when you go into the word Shabbat Shemayim, that means heavens. Shabbat Shemayim.
okay,
Mayan is a Hebrew word.
okay.
You know, that means waters. Well, they kind of messed it up a little bit, but if you add the M, the way you speak Paleo Hebrew, you add a Y-A-M, it means plural. All right? And when you go into the heavens, you know, you can do this on your own time. You ever use a blue letter Bible?
No.
Okay, but if you have a blue letter Bible, you look at Genesis, you look at the heavens, you're going to see the word Shabbat Shemayim. I'm almost certain you're going to see that word. And that pretty much means waters. You know, so, and there's other books, you know, I got it on my phone. You know, once again, I'm using it to record. I can't really show you the photos.
Right.
But if you go into this book, History of the Native Americans by James Adair, I believe it's called, and View of the Hebrews, they kind of go into that. You know,
Okay.
there's pretty much 10 arguments. You know, the Native Americans will follow Israelite customs. You know, just real quick. Now I'll make it quick for you. You know,
All right.
yeah. Second Ezra chapter 13, and yeah, verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would lead the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Okay, further country where never mankind dwelt. It's talking about America. Okay, there that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. Why didn't they keep their laws and statutes in their own land? Because they were taken captive by Shalmaneser V of Assyria. The 10 tribes of Israel, the kingdom, the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, okay, their headquarters was in Samaria. Shalmaneser V besieged Samaria, I believe, 3 years, took it over, and displaced the northern kingdom and pushed them out of that land. That's why when Yahweh Shai came later on the scene with the Samaritan woman, that's why he rebuked her. Because that Samaritan woman was a heathen. see, Shalmaneser the fifth took our people out, and he put different people in. So he put these heathens, he put Elamites, he put all these other heathen nations in our land. If that makes sense, you know. But moving on. Yeah, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. So they went to the river Euphrates. For the Most High then issued signs for them, and had still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. In the same region is called Arsareth. Okay, and you can look it up on your phone, the Jewish Encyclopedia. Actually, go ahead if you want to. Look up Jewish Encyclopedia Arsareth. 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 Yeah.
Spell that one more time.
So Jewish Encyclopedia Arsareth. Arsareth.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. And just read the first part, you know.
All right, man. I think I'm going to stop here for now.
Yeah.
But it's been really interesting.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm glad to
yeah.
meet you.
Of course, but when you
Yeah.
go into it, you know, just real quick, Christopher Columbus lined up this place Arsareth with America. Okay, and why did the Native Americans, well not Native Americans, Northern Kingdom, come down to America to keep their own laws, statutes, and commandments? Even the Mayans, did you know they had laws on killing for adultery? They would put people to death for adultery. That comes straight out the Bible. You know, now they went off after a certain time period, right? Because the seals of the Bible, right, they were sealed to them, you know, for a time period.
Okay.
But, you know, for a certain time, you know, they tried to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, and I got this book right here on my phone. You know, you can watch my series on it on my channel, History of the Assyrians. I kind of go into it in part 3. But when you go into one of these books by James Adair, History of the Native Americans, the Native Americans prayed to a being called the Great Spirit. Who is the Great Spirit? The Most High. You know, and they even prayed to a being called Yohiwa. Where does Yohiwa come out of? The name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. But yeah, you know, if you got it.
So you say, wait, are you saying that that like putting people to death for adultery is
Yep.
a good idea?
That's in the Bible.
Would you kill somebody for that?
I can't do that now, right?
No,
Now,
but would you?
well, in the ancient world,
would you push for the law to be reenacted?
no. You see, right now we're in captivity. We can't push for those kind of laws. How would
but
I?
you would. I'm saying you would though.
Yeah, of course. If
Would
say
they?
if
So
this
you
was
would-
a righteous society, right? Because right now
If this is a righteous society, we put people to death for adultery. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Man, I can't agree with that.
You can, all right, so
That's nuts, man.
having
Look,
sex with a man's woman.
I agree, it's not a good thing.
You would
I
have
agree,
sex
I
with-
agree, it's a bad thing. But like putting people to death, man. I mean, not everybody, you know what I mean, matches up like that. Like sometimes you get people people meet and then it just turns out it's not good, and you should just let that shit go. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying it's good that happens, but like putting people to death, that's extreme, bro. That's extreme. Putting people to death. Who are you to say who should live and die? That's for the Most High to decide.
Well,
That's
I
not
mean,
for you
if
to
I can
decide,
get
bro.
this one scripture, right? You know, Leviticus. Let me see here. Is it Deuteronomy or Leviticus? I think it's Leviticus. I'm gonna see if I can get it for you.
Yeah, but you're gonna pull that out of a book, man. But what
Yeah,
does that
of
have
course.
to do? What does that have to do with real life, man?
This is real life. Hold
This
on.
is not real life. That's living in a book, man.
Hold on. Yep. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind it is abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself.
Yeah, I know this passage.
Exactly.
I know this passage.
Well, the Bible clearly tells the Israelites to go put them to death. And we
Have
did
you-
do that.
Have you ever had somebody cheat on you?
Of course.
You had that?
Yeah. Now, in the ancient world, she would be put to death for that.
And you were fine with that?
Of course. Back then, I would watch. I would have the first stone, according to scriptures.
And there's no part of you that just...
Oh.
How long has it been since that happened?
Well, I mean, thousands and thousands.
No, how long has it been since that person
You know,
cheated
like
on you?
years ago, man.
And you can't let that go? You would rather see them...
No,
even
she is
even
gonna...
Even today you would see them put to
Well,
death?
she is gonna die. You want me to tell you why she's gonna die? Hold on. I'm gonna show you why she's gonna die. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 8. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers, okay, abominable. That's an abomination to the Most High.
Right, okay, but that's different. See, that's you're saying that God will put his punishment on them. That's
Yeah.
different than a man going and putting their punishment on a person. You know what I'm saying? To me, this is a big difference to me, man. I'm like, you let God take care of who should live and die.
Yeah.
You don't. If you think that you're the hand of God and you can put people to death, that's just wrong, man.
Of course. Now the Most High will use certain people.
No.
Exactly. Come on. He will use.
Most High doesn't use people like that.
Hold on. Yes, he does.
No, not in that way.
All right,
that's
hold
not
on.
how it works, man. That's
okay.
See, people should. What about thou shalt not kill?
Exactly. Thou shalt not kill unjustly.
No, it doesn't say unjustly.
That's what it means.
It doesn't say unjustly.
But when you take it,
it doesn't say. The commandment does not say that, bro. You can't tell me that.
Brother, hold on.
You cannot tell me that, man.
All right, because then that means that's a
commandment does not say
then that will be
unjustly.
Hold on, let me speak. Then that will be a contradiction. Okay, the Most High says kill you if you lie with an animal. Okay, that's a justful cause to be killed. If you lie with another man's wife, that's a justful reason to be killed. Okay, if you commit abominations, you're going to be killed by thermonuclear fire according to the scriptures. Okay?
Yeah, but that's different. That's one thing to say that God will take care of you in the way that you need to be taken care of. It's another thing to say, I will take care of you because I assume to know what God
in the ancient world, we were doing that. All right?
That's the ancient world, and it's ancient for a reason,
what does Levites mean?
I don't know what Levites mean.
Levites mean joined unto me. Right? The Levites were chosen to be the priest. Okay, so that means they carried out the law. That's why it's called Leviticus. The first 5 books were the books of Moses.
Yeah, well, you and I can agree on this point. I mean,
hey, man, then
we're not going to agree on that point, bro. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, priesthoods come and go. Ancient times.
But the scripture don't change.
I leave it up to God who should live and die. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hey, man, you can go, man. You can go, man.
So, all right.
That's it, Just
hey, I respect you anyway, man.
Hey, of course. We keep it cordial, But of course, you can go, man. But we can't waste time, man. It's either you get it or you don't, man. Okay? When that scripture's talking about, is thou shalt not kill your brother. Okay, kill unjustly. Is lawful murder.
Is lawful. Sister, though?
Yeah, if my sister commits adultery,
brother, but you can kill your sister.
If my brother commits adultery, then he's going to be put to death. According to the ancient tradition, yeah. But now are we going to do that today? No, because we're in captivity. We're under captivity of the Americans, of these white people.
Maybe there's a good reason for it.
Well, now when the kingdom of heaven comes, we're going to put our people back to death for that. There's going to be law and order. Actually, they're not even going to have to do that. They're going to be in order. There's going to be no reason to put our people to death in the kingdom.
That's just sad, man.
The laws is going to be in our
You think that's going to create an order, but it's not.
It will.
It's not. It's going to bring an order for a time. It's going to bring a tyranny for a time, just like every other nation on this earth.
Well, we can go into scriptures, but once again, he said you don't have much time, so.
I got time, man. I got time.
Hey,
I got time. I got to go today, but.
Yeah, but the scriptures say that the Son of Man will have a kingdom that lasts forever. Okay, that means forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
It will.
Nah.
All right, well, we'll see in that final day.
Forever, bro.
Hey, well, it's his son also. Okay, the kingdom is gonna come and be given to his son. All right. Look at that, Akim. Fine for like an hour, and then just gone, man. That's 2/3 for you, man. That's 2/3, But hey, I'm not gonna say he's a 2/3, but hey, if he repents, if he keeps reading, he'll figure it out. Maybe he might come back next week. He might not. Who knows? But we were going into something else. I'll probably wrap it up. I don't really want to risk this phone dying on me, and we'll probably wrap it up from there. But I believe we were going into Revelation chapter 21, verse 8, and pretty much what that guy was saying, thou shalt not kill thy brother. Okay, that's unjust. Okay, that means you're not supposed to kill your brother, but there's some times where you're going to have to kill your brother. Okay, there's lawful murder and there's unlawful murder in the scriptures. Okay, this is a stumbling block to you people. Okay, now committing adultery, that's a lawful cause to be put to death. Okay, having sex with another man's woman is a lawful cause to be put to death, and you will die. In the ancient world, you will be put to death. Okay, but now in today's society, because we don't have the same power to enact our laws, statutes, and commandments, okay, we leave it up to the Most High. The Most High will put you to death for that. Okay, just a quick, answer to that. Just so I don't leave things. Actually, I'm gonna go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, and we'll go back to what we were going into. Hold on. Yeah. But you know, once again, that's how the Most High got at people, man. He got them on these philosophies. The guy came up here, you know, but hey, he just couldn't believe in certain things he just can't see. You just gotta say, send them on their way, man. You can go. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Okay? A nation whose tongue you cannot understand. And we just read in this book, the Black Jacobins, okay, that the Spanish were the most advanced Europeans of the day, and they conquered that small island, and they called it Hispaniola. Okay, so you people that call yourself Hispanic, okay, that name Hispanic comes back from the Edomites. They named it that, you know. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, no true favor to the young. Okay, and I just wanted to get a quick, you know, little bit of this. The Spaniards, the most advanced Europeans of their day, annexed the island, called it Hispaniola, and took the backwards natives under their protection. They introduced Christianity. Introduced what? They introduced Christianity. Okay, what is that? Blasphemies that were performed by the beast. Okay, let me actually see if I can go get it. You know, normally I would use my phone and I'll be able to get it a bit faster, but you know, I gotta deal with what I gotta deal with. You know, really not. I'm thinking back on. I should have sent that guy back on his way a bit earlier, but hey, you know, I tried his spirit. You know, maybe he's not a Jake. Maybe he's an actual Edomite. You know, who knows? Oh, this is it. And the book just opened right here. Revelation chapter 18. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Okay. When you go back again, you know, this is pretty much when Babylon is destroyed in chapter 17. Okay, the Edomite rulership is destroyed. It's ended. Okay. We're actually going to go back to that. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is America, is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. What is that going into? That's going into how America is going to be destroyed by intercontinental ballistic missiles and become the habitation of spirits and demons, okay, as well as vultures and various unclean birds that will pick up the flesh of all these dead soldiers here, all these dead people here. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich to the abundance of her delicacies. And what are her delicacies? All right, starting back then, you know, when Edom started to gain his rulership again, slaves are the delicacy. Okay, you black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you were slaves. You know, we can go into that in this book. You know, you were slaves to them. You know, they used us for slave labor. Yep. And the merchants of the earth of waxed rich the abundance of her delicacies. Delicacies also go into our technology. Okay, I went into my CERN video, the Large Hadron Collider. When you go into it, that Large Hadron Collider was used for a lot of different nuclear research, lots of different medical research, medicinal research. There's research all across the board, you know. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sin, that you believe not her plagues. And that's coming before, okay, because Babylon's already destroyed here, and now it's jumping back in time, okay. Come out of her, my people, okay. Does it mean for us to get up and leave America? Come on, fuck no, man. Okay, we're gonna leave America through the chariots, man. Okay, it means leave the Babylonian American state of mind, man. Praying to Jesus Cristo. Jesus Cristo es el diablo. Okay, Jesus Cristo es no gringo. Okay, it's abomination, man. El médico gringo es no bueno. Okay, el médico blanco es no bueno. Es muy malo. Okay, very bad. Okay, you white doctors, once again, go into your delicacies, your medicine. You kill people with your medicine, you know? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Okay, what's the main iniquity that this country has perpetuated? Once again, this is The Black Jacobins by C.L.R. James. Okay, they introduced Christianity for its labor in mines, murder, rape, bloodhounds, strange diseases, and artificial famines. Oh shit. Let's read that again, man. They introduced Christianity for its labor in mines, murder, rape, bloodhounds, strange diseases, and artificial famines. And what are these white boys doing today, man? They create new artificial diseases. Look at HIV and AIDS. They created it. Who did? The Edomites did. Okay? Who created this fake virus, this fake COVID-19? Edomites did. Okay? Who created Ebola? Edomites did. Okay? An artificial famine. Okay, once again, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, that goes into Jacob's trouble. You know, the famines, you know, pestilences, that's what that was talked about in Matthew chapter 24. Okay, that's what that's going into. They create the famines. Okay, how do they create famines? Okay, literally, you know, they own the farmland. Okay, Bill Gates, I believe, when you go into it, owns around 40% of the farmland in the U.S. And I believe, well, maybe more than that, maybe like 60%. And I believe the Chinese, they own a good 20 to 40%. Okay? So how are those artificial famines going to come today? Okay? It's going to come through these Edomites. They're going to cut off the food production like they're doing now. You know? There was a time period during this pandemic, you know, where you couldn't even get a fucking piece of chicken, man. You know? That was a scary time for these devils, man. These and other requirements of the higher civilization reduced the native population from estimated 500,000, 500,000, perhaps 1 million, to 60,000 in 15 years. Now, if that man there, okay, if that Manassite would have just waited and would have been just a little bit patient with me, okay, and would have just let me pull out the information, I could have explained and brought all that out, you know. But he just kept cutting me off over and over and over again, man. But, you know, hey, man, maybe he might come back next week. Come and get the word, man. Come and get the truth, okay? Not get these lies in these colleges. Because I was hearing him speak. He was talking about all these genetic testing, man. Genetic testing is a bunch of bullshit, man. I know I'm an Israelite, okay? I know. Because once again, it's through the Spirit. Verse 18. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm going to go move on and go back to this one. Because once again, when it talked about forced Christianity, now when you go into the history of the Native Americans, okay, these Edomites, they created indoctrination camps, aka Christian churches. Okay, and when you go back into the word seminary, I believe the seminary goes back to insemination. Okay, now when you inseminate a woman, okay, you obviously put your semen in her and you make her have a baby. Okay, the original seminaries, okay, they were used as colleges to teach what? To teach the Bible. What type of Christianity were they teaching? False Christianity. Okay, they were teaching plantation Christianity. Okay, that the white man is God, that the white man is Yahweh Shai. Okay, that false bunch of bullshit. As I always said, Jesus Cristo is no gringo. Jesus Cristo is no blanco. Jesus Cristo es el negro. Okay, es el negro, Judeo. Okay, el muro. He is el muro Judeo, which means Jewish Moor, because that's what we are. Moro means black. You know, not that he was a Moor, but Moro means black. Moor means black skinned. The black Moors. Tom Molyneux the Moor. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 17. I'll go to verse 4. And the woman was carried, once again, the same woman across many waters. Okay. And was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a lot of riches. Is not America one of the richest countries on this earth? Okay. In pearls, and having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. You know, which I haven't really broke down the golden cup, but I believe, you know, once again it's parabolic speak. You know, they're drinking fornication. When you drink something, you're taking it into yourself. Yeah, that's what they do. They perform iniquities. They perform fornication. They perform, you know, all these fucking manners of witchcraft. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great. Okay, why is Babylon a mystery? Because most of these people that read this, they'll say, oh, Babylon back then. It's not fucking Babylon back then, man. All right? When has Babylon been destroyed with fire? Explain that. Okay? Mystery Babylon the Great. Okay? The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay, once again, it just goes right back to the abominations we just read in the book, The Black Jacket. You know? But, you know, I think this is pretty much it. Shit, let me see real quick if I can,